Okay, here we are. We've been camping. We hadn't had a video for a few weeks, just because time didn't allow it, and actually had a.
He was sidelined.
Yeah, I was sidelined with the kidney stones for about 3 weeks, so that kind of put us behind on doing everything. But other than that, I think we went counting last weekend, which would have been the weekend of the 7th, 8th.
7th, 8th, 9th.
Would been our 6th weekend, I think.
I think so.
So we're going to go back and kind of fill in. We had a great weekend, 4th of July weekend, except for the kidney stone part. We had to go to the hospital for a few hours and come back, but we won't talk about that. We spent the weekend at a great little campground in Metamora. It's called, I'm going to get this right, Whitewater Valley Canal Gateway Park.
I think it's just Whitewater Valley Gateway Park.
Yeah. And it's really a neat little place to go to. And Metamora is kind of a great little town, shops, kind of a hidden jewel, we would call. The campground has water electric, does not have a full hookup as far as dump at your site, but it does have a dump station. And it's easy to park, and it's easy to get to the dump station. Everything about it is very easy. The people there are great. They're all volunteer. Make that clear. And it's just a good place to go.
And it's right across from the town of Metamora. You
Right.
just walk across 52 into the town, and it's just great. It's
nice.
It's nice.
It's nice.
Nice and
the
quiet. The
we had
kids love
kids
it.
from 5 years old to
11
11
to adults
to adults.
playing in the creek.
And there's something to do for everybody. And just kind of laid back and beautiful. And it reminds you of being in the Smokies of the morning. You get up, you're in a valley. So anyway, let's get on to this video. We were there 4th of July weekend, and they set off the fireworks across the campground from us. I mean, literally in the same acreage we were staying in. It was, I don't know, 80 acres, 100 acres, whatever the field was. And we were lined up. There's only 40 spots, I believe. 40 camp spots.
In one line.
Kind of along the creek. And then across the field, they set up fireworks. So 4th of July evening, you just move your lawn chairs in front of, behind your camper, wherever you're camped, and watch the fireworks, And they put on a really great show. We got to see them set up, and we got two parts of the video here. We talked to a lady. Her husband was setting up the fireworks the night before in the morning, and she didn't want to be on camera, but she narrated. So we were actually my daughter was just filming what they were doing. They let us get close enough to do that. And then later on in the afternoon, after my trip to the hospital and back, we talked to the Metamora fire chief and talked about his setup and kind of what their protocol is. At the end of the video, there was I think it's Brookville.
It was at Brookville.
Brookville, I believe.
We'll have to check.
Through as they were getting supplies in for the fireworks and storing them, we don't really know all the particulars.
It was where all the fireworks were.
They had an accident, and one person killed.
One person killed.
One burnt real bad, and 2 others hurt. So we'll go a little follow up at the end on that. But here we go. We'll get on. Like I said, this is kind of 2 parts, and it's really good.
Great July 4th.
Great July 4th.
But we've been doing this now, I guess John's been doing this now for probably about 10 years. Where at first they just actually just started out helping the Noah brothers.
The who brothers?
Kevin Noah brothers.
Okay.
They'll be here tonight.
Okay.
And it is quite an ordeal to put all this together, but that's why we started at 6 in the morning.
Well, I knew, it was, we got up this morning, was looking around, and I thought, look at all that out there. I said, that's quite impressive, because, if we go to a fireworks show sometime, you never see any of this. It's
Absolutely.
usually basically out of sight. It's over a hill or it's
Yes.
somewhere, and you don't get to see everything that's the work behind it, and you know apparently with that accident, the danger that goes with it that you don't even think about.
Absolutely.
That you don't even think about.
Yes.
And we had a friend of ours, family friend, that got hurt setting off fire. He was a fire department in Silverton, Colorado,
Okay.
and a spark came down just as he was leaning over to check another mortar. A spark came down and went in that, and and he was hurt. But
Absolutely. And that's all it can take, a spark, static,
yeah,
any of that.
we heard that static they thinking may have caused the accident, and they were just storing fireworks in the barn, correct?
As far as I know.
This kind of Candy, that helped manages the campground here,
Yes.
was telling us about it,
Okay.
and she was kind of telling, because we live west of Indianapolis. Well, she
Okay.
lives on the north side of Indianapolis. We live west of Indianapolis, and nothing on the news was about that. She was telling us about it. We thought, holy cow, we hadn't heard anything about that.
That was so sad.
Yeah.
Dawn is actually one of John's friends. We were actually going to be at their show last night, and they were going to borrow some of our tubes, and then we were actually going to borrow some of their tubes for tonight. It's just so sad. And I don't think anybody really knows how that started,
Right.
to be honest with you, but it doesn't take much, unfortunately.
Right.
It's that dangerous, and I think it's been a big eye-opener for us.
Well, I don't think anybody really realized I didn't realize how dangerous. You talk about, in the past I've seen pictures of bunkers, in the South where a lot of fireworks are put together, and
Yes.
there's a bunker here, and this guy or lady works in this bunker, and over here there's another bunker, and that's why they're that way.
Yes.
If there's an accident, hopefully it contains it to that bunker.
Yes. And this setup right here is actually the most open
Right.
setup that we've ever done. We've actually did this show about 3 years ago out here. I think we were a little bit further out right here though, but unfortunately the air just makes us smoke so bad. So we decided to be a little bit more open right here, and
To let maybe
such
the
a
air
smoke
clear
show.
some of the smoke out.
Right, exactly. But normally we shoot either in a bean field or a cornfield at the old fire department. That's where we've always shot. But we went to the new fire department last year. But unfortunately, we're just too close to houses, and there's some livestock nearby that we just don't feel comfortable shooting at the
Right.
new firehouse. It's a shame we can't use it. It's got a beautiful park and everything with it, but we love being at the campground.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a wonderful setup. It's so open, and we can still keep our social distancing.
Right.
Everybody can.
Right. Right.
People don't necessarily have to get out of their cars if they don't want to.
Right.
They can sit in their bed of their truck, and
Right.
their kids can stay by them. And so, we don't have a lot this year to offer. We don't have the bounce houses.
Right.
We don't have the gambling area. They have a beer garden, a couple kids stuff, activities where a sucker pull, something where if they touch, they keep it.
They keep it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good
goldfish
idea.
toss.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then the live band, of course. So that'll be our main entertainment besides the fireworks. So we're happy that they were still willing to come out and join today with us.
That is good. So what, like the mortars? You say some of these are yours, or
They're all
all your mortars?
Yeah, each year the fire department has just kept buying more and kept buying more, and we did have to rent a little bit just so that we didn't have to reload as many times.
Mm-hmm.
He would love to get to the point where nothing's reloaded.
You didn't have to
So
reload
there's
it.
no reason for anybody
And
to ever
it takes
hang over the top.
right. It takes that danger way out of it.
Yes, absolutely.
Right.
We would love to get to that point, but we're just trying to do it to where it's not, nothing's coming out of the fire department's money.
Because this is all donations for the fire
It
department,
is,
correct?
yes. They did a road drive back Memorial Day weekend, and even though our town was still kind of under lockdown,
Right,
we had
right.
great support.
Right.
This year we didn't go to any of the businesses because we didn't feel it was right to ask.
Because
during
most of them
tough
been shut
times.
down.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But we still have people
Donate.
calling right now. Yeah, absolutely. And a lot of the way that we're going to probably raise a little bit more money to pay for the rest of the fireworks today is going to be, it's kind of like free will donation when they park.
Good,
So we
good.
feel like
That's
a
only
lot of
right.
times people
I don't think
will
people have a
get the
problem with
10
that at all.
versus a couple dollars. You know.
Well, if you go to, you know, like the show downtown Indianapolis, which is they're not going to have, but you know, the time somebody parks, and you know,
Yes.
just if they have to park, you know, that's $20 or $30 or $40.
That's right.
So
Yeah,
they
I
would
grew
feel
up in
they would feel
Cincinnati, so I know
right,
exactly what parking
right.
parking
So
prices are.
right, so you know, you can come to this and not pay anything. I would think people would be
Yes, and especially for the 4th of July when you're
Right.
celebrating your nation's birthday. And I
Right.
look at it this way, you know, if we didn't do this, we wouldn't think twice about spending money in our own backyard.
right,
You know, so
Right.
at least these people can go to it. They don't have to clean up the mess after it's done.
right, right. So what are the mortars made? What's that? Is that like a PVC type?
Yes, it is a PVC pipe, and then they just make all the shelving for those to go around. And what he's doing right now is he's just cutting the fuses basically, and then tethering them together.
So you guys are getting it ready, and then this, you said Nolte? Who
Noah Brothers.
is there somebody that's
Noah Brothers.
No.
Yes.
they're
and
actually the responsible, or are you guys responsible, or
we're responsible.
you're responsible? Okay.
My husband has to sign that dotted line.
Okay. Now is that personal, or is that through the fire department?
The fire department.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So we are insured through the fire department.
Okay.
And then Kevin and Kevin and his crew, they will actually be on the 5 inches shells, and then me and 2 other guys will be on the 3-inch shells, and then there will be another set of 3 people that will be on the 4-inch shells. So that way, because too many people is not a good thing.
Right. Right.
You know,
and you got to
that's
know
just
what
how you
everybody's
work.
doing. It's probably a
Yes.
lot of choreographed to know,
Absolutely.
because there's no room for error.
Yes, and we have to get away from the cake boxes, which are the things that are all loaded up, and then you light one and it just goes off for a minute and a half.
Yeah.
We have to get away from those because the smoke does linger here.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
they're right now wiring the grand finale together.
Oh,
So
that'd
the
be
grand
cool.
finale will actually be lit through a Cobra system. So it'll be like an E-match attaches to
Oh, so you'll
the
be
Cobra
off
system.
at
Yes.
a distance
Yep.
when you set it off.
Push a button and there it goes.
Yeah.
So that nobody needs to be around that
Right.
when it's
Right.
lit.
Right. There's a lot going on the grand finale.
Yes.
Normally, there's a lot
Absolutely.
going on.
Yeah, I mean, there's actually probably half of the whole show just in the grand finale.
Yeah.
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 Um,
So you've been doing this 10 years?
I
You-
have been with my husband for almost 14, 15. I would say that I came out of the kitchen serving about 3 or 4 years ago. It was a little bit too much on his plate. You know,
Yeah.
the kitchen does such big stuff, and then he's out here, and he's like, you know what, I'd rather have you out here.
I don't blame.
And yeah, that way you don't have to hear my complaints.
Yeah. You get an honest opinion. You get an honest
Right.
opinion.
Exactly.
Hi, Jack. Hi, Jordan. This is grandkids.
Hi.
We're pretty excited about the show. And when we were here about a month ago
Okay.
and camped, and Candy was telling us about the 4th of July, and said
yes.
it's going to be over here. Well, we were thinking over there
Way
somewhere.
over there.
And then we get here this weekend and talking. She said, "No, it's right here. It's it's over here, but it's here."
Like, literally, yes.
Yeah, and so it's kind of exciting. We got front row seats. You know,
Yes,
and,
that's right.
And she was telling us the restrictions. They had to have 600 feet. So they
Yeah.
they measured and said that's basically the middle of the road.
Yes.
So all the campers and the vehicles have to be on that side of the street or the road over there.
Absolutely. And
And-
yeah, we do have to have so many feet per shell.
Yeah.
So we don't have, we're not doing any 6, 8, 10s, or 12s this year. So that at least saved us space-wise.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just because the people that we go through, Lynch Fireworks, which is a great company, they just didn't get any in. I don't think they were sending them over, which I don't know if they had to do with COVID-19. I'm not really sure.
Right.
But, so that saved us there.
So when you talk about 5-inch and 6-inch, it's literally the size of the mortar.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Okay.
Yep.
that's very interesting. Now, how many? I'm guessing basically the whole fire department will be here for backup,
Yes.
pretty much.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Unless somebody's working, because
Right.
it's a volunteer fire department,
It
correct?
is,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
there will be ambulances throughout the facility too, and so we'll have all the fire engines, and every now and then some of our neighboring
Well,
fire departments will come
Just
watch
kind of a
and then
backup, just backup.
Absolutely. Yes.
good, good. Well, we came from a small town, so volunteer fire department.
Okay.
Everything. So we live halfway between Speedway and Crawfordsville, town of
Okay.
Jamestown, just off Interstate 74,
Oh wow.
and it's kind of like here, just off Interstate 74, not too far, you know.
Yes.
And so we know, a lot of volunteer work goes in to put anything on in a small town.
That's right.
I mean, and even in a big city, it's a lot of volunteer work that, the unsung people, but
Yes.
you have less unsung people here doing a lot of the work.
Right. Right. Exactly. And when he's setting up like this, so the gentleman that's standing next to him is the chief of the fire department.
Okay.
And he helps us every year set up. He's just as experienced as John is on this, and we just have to be careful because we can't let anybody have their hands on it.
Right. That's why we were hesitant on even coming up here. We didn't
Right.
know.
You were okay because we didn't have any of this wired right
Okay.
here.
Okay.
But I look really safe having my two children right out there, but they respect this.
Right. That's all it takes, and learn. They may be helping in 15 or 20 years.
That's right. Yeah. As of right now, they just get to take the shells out, and then they get to hand us the tape.
Yeah. So the fireworks actually come from a supplier. You don't make anything.
Yes, Lynch Imports.
Lynch?
Lynch
Okay.
Imports, and they are out of Summon, St. Leon area.
Okay.
But yeah, we've been pretty dedicated to them for I know of 10 years at least. And I know that their profits are probably down this year. With
Oh, they'd have to
everything.
be, because I know a lot of things around home was canceled.
Yes.
I think they canceled, my opinion, too quick. That's just my opinion, But a lot of stuff around home, and that's when
Yes.
we were here a month ago and found out we gonna have a fireworks show, and we couldn't get. We got a local campground we go to a lot. We were down there last weekend, and they do their own. We kind of, if you bring them in fireworks, they'll say, they got a designated time to do fireworks, and it's
Yeah.
it's all amateur, but it's as safe as you can be.
Absolutely.
And they were going to go ahead and do it, but they didn't have any camping spots. So we found out we get over here. Sandy called Candy back. She said, "I think we got a couple spots." So we thought we'll just come back over because we love it over here.
Good.
We like
I
the
know.
town. We
This
like
is a
the
wonderful
area.
environment. Absolutely.
But I saw you guys, had set up, and I thought, man, I'd really like to go over there, and because I'm curious anyway, and then if we could video some stuff and talk to somebody that knows what's going on, like
Right.
yourself.
Thanks. But yeah, if you want to, I can see if Randy will come over here and do a little interview
Okay.
with you guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
Thank you. We're here at Metamora, Indiana, talking to the fire chief of Metamora Volunteer Fire Department. They're putting on a 4th of July celebration. Whole town's involved, but fireworks. We videoed some of the tubes earlier, and I guess that's what you call them.
Yeah, tubes. Yep.
And we just kind of wanted to see what Randy's take on safety. So when you first start planning this, what's the first thing? Is it location? Is it
Yeah, our first
Did you hear
thing
that
is location and distance. Make sure we have enough distance from the crowd for what we're shooting. We shoot anything 3-inch to 6-inch this year. Normally we shoot up to 8-inch shells. So all depends on, for safety of the crowd, is how big the shells we're shooting, and make sure we have the proper distances.
Yeah. Now, what do you say when you say 8-inch? You physically mean 8-inch?
Yeah.
The tube would
Yeah.
be 8-inch.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's a pretty good size mortar. But 6 is a big mortar too.
Yeah, 6
is
is
a big
big.
mortar.
Yeah.
So what kind of safety gear do your personnel wear?
When we're all out here, we all wear fire gear. Everybody that shoots fireworks, they are on the fire department. So everybody wears full fire gear. We have fire extinguishers, and we actually have EMS that go out of service to cover us while we're out here.
And what about with everybody? Are there any certification that has to take place, or
Yeah.
special to? I mean, like 1 or 2 people that have to be certified
Yeah,
to put on a show.
there's 2 of us that'll go to a class each year, and it's actually where we purchase the fireworks from. They have a shooters class,
Well, it
so
makes
we
sense.
go to that and get certified, and then we bring everything back to the rest of our shooters.
So they're not. So they can provide you with the product, but they can also provide you with the education and that you need to put it
Yeah.
on. And is that actually a license from the state, or is it just a
It's a certification.
certification?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
then you could go anywhere in the state and help another
Yeah.
fire department or another town or
Yeah.
whatever set off fireworks.
yeah, and everything we shoot is commercial grade firework, so we had to get permits and had to get it signed off through the state to be able to shoot them.
Okay. Do you have any idea how many in a normal year? This is a normal year. How many shows take place across the state? Do you have any?
I'm not for sure.
I didn't have any idea.
I know that I think they said there was only like 600 this year.
I knew there
for,
were several been canceled.
Yeah.
I think. Excuse me. Some have been canceled, last minute.
Yeah.
But so yeah, I didn't know. We just didn't know. We come to these shows. Us like almost everybody else. You have no idea what kind of work goes in behind
Yeah.
it. But since we've been camped over here for a couple of days, we kind of got to see what developed,
Yeah.
and then see all the work setting up to make a safe show for
Yeah,
everybody.
it
to enjoy.
normally takes us the planning. There's another guy that does a lot of the planning. He's on it from when we stopped doing fireworks the year before. He'll start for the next year, just figuring out how we want to relay our show out. He does it just the physical layout. We started yesterday night setting up all the tubes, just setting them out.
Mhm.
We got a bus that we put everything in it. At the end of the year, all our equipment goes in there, and it gets stored for the year. And then we come out. So we started last night just laying tubes out, and then been out here all day. They've been out here all day putting it together.
I know last night we went, some activity up here, but then we got up this morning and all this was done. And that was pretty impressive. It's not a couple of bottle rockets, things like
Yeah,
that.
it's a lot of work.
Pardon my coughing. I literally just got home from the hospital. I had a kidney stone attack. I've been working on it for a couple of days, and so we went into
Batesville.
Batesville, the hospital.
Oh, okay.
So I'm on some medication and different. I want to get this done because I knew you weren't going to be any less busier today. So I know there was an accident a few days ago, and where can you tell anything about
I'd rather
that?
not comment on none of that.
Okay, where did it actually take place? Can you tell?
In Brookville.
In Brookville. Okay.
Yep.
And there was a fatality, correct?
Yep.
And some men injured.
Yep.
So, but no reason. I mean, I guess I'm asking you a question you don't want to answer.
Yeah.
But no.
Nothing that we can.
You can really say that was a problem.
Yeah, nothing that we can prove or nothing that's been said yet.
So does that change your protocol on, when that took place? So you're getting ready to set up for this.
It changes our mindset a little bit. Safety, and just being so close to where we're at, because he shot shows in Connersville just right down the road from us.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
but yeah, that safety is a big concern for today.
Right.
So, yep.
And it's got to be. I bet it's paramount in your
Yeah.
thoughts and brings everything home.
Yeah.
Some accidents like that always happen. Somewhere else.
Yeah.
But it was definitely tragedy for the families and and friends. Everybody. So our hearts and prayers go out to them. So. And you guys, because you guys still got to put the show on. You're still expected. A lot of people out there don't even know anything about it.
Yeah.
So they don't realize what's going on and the dangers that are involved. But we appreciate it, and I hope everyone has a good time. I know you're not asking for any donations, but
I know there'll be a boot out or a basket out to help offset, and that makes you guys more because you're volunteer fire department.
Yeah.
So that's the whole process.
We actually have guys out on the road they're doing a road drive right now.
Oh, do they? Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. So that'd be good, and if anybody could send you dime or nickel,
Yeah.
help with the cost.
Yeah, that'd be appreciated.
Okay.
Because when everything we shoot is, I mean, this year we probably got 7,500 in fireworks. So whatever we don't come up with comes out of fire department.
Yeah.
fund.
Yeah.
So we try to get everything covered for the fireworks. 'Cause
Right.
We don't profit anything off fireworks.
Yeah. Well.
We're just doing it for everybody else.
Yeah.
4th of July.
And there's so many shows been canceled.
Yeah.
And I know in our area, we're from Western Indiana. We're halfway between Speedway and Crawfordsville,
Okay.
Boone County. And so many shows around us has been canceled, and it's just well, even the big show in Indianapolis, I think, has been canceled.
Yeah.
And just I think people want to get out and see a little bit, and you don't have to sit on top of each other. You can social distance and be out in the sunshine. Because hell, it's daylight till 10 o'clock. So, what time's the fireworks show start?
10 o'clock.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That'll be perfect timing. Well, hey, I'll let you get back to work,
All right, then.
and don't get overheated.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank
you, sir.
Yep.
Thank you.
Hope you enjoyed those 2-part videos. Thanks the people there at Metamora and fire department. Again, great fireworks show.
And Candy her and her husband volunteer and take care of the campground, and great people,
Yeah.
great people.
So, if you want a place
Great
to go
time.
you may never heard of, it's down towards Cincinnati. It's for us, I don't know how many miles.
I don't
how many
know.
miles.
About
Probably
an hour and a half
about
from
an hour and a
us.
half from us. It's we're west of Indianapolis, and they're southeast of Indianapolis, Metamora. But it's a pretty drive, and if you go clear into Batesville and come back on I forget what highway that is.
We'll have to check.
It's really crooked and really hilly, but it's really a pretty drive. Or if
You go
52 is open, you can come clear out from Indianapolis on 52.
And on the little road, you go through Oldenburg, which is an old German town, and it's gorgeous.
Yeah,
Gorgeous little town.
Like I said, Hidden Jewel.
Hidden jewel.
So follow up on the accident. They've through the investigation of just static electricity. They
Started a spark.
started a spark and gone. So that just shows you how dangerous fireworks are. The people putting on the shows, it's not dangerous, or it is dangerous.
It is dangerous. Very dangerous.
When you go up and see those mortars, hundreds of mortars, firsthand, you realize there's a lot of explosives there. So keep that in mind. Enjoy the fireworks show. God bless you. God bless America. Say a prayer for somebody today. See ya.